Okay, Unit 2B, Section 1B. I don't have any interesting stories to tell you today. I'm just going to get through this very quickly. It's not a long lesson. It is going to take some algebra, so pay close attention. So let's start with our slope formula. Make sure you know that. M stands for slope. Don't forget that. That's going to be important. Y1 minus Y2, or the other way around if you prefer, X1 minus X2. And those are according to how you label your points. Okay, so make sure you label your points correctly. So let's do our first example. Here's our first example. I'm going to tell you the slope is 1/2. So this is different from homework from last night. And then I'm going to give you 2 points, 3 comma R. So you already see where the variable is, and 5 comma -6. There we go. And you have to find R. Your job is to find R. What is the missing point? Okay? Again, you could try to graph this. So let's start this one with a graph. And I used a bigger grid paper, so hopefully it'll be a little easier this time. And maybe I have enough room here. So 5, -6 is my first point. 1, 2 is the only point that I have the whole point of. So I'm going to go with that. 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I know my slope is up 1 and to the right 2. But I really need to know what 3 is. That's what I'm looking for. I want to know what 3 is. So I'm going to go down 1 and to the right 2. And according to my drawing, 3 is going to match with -7. But I want to check that because sometimes our drawings can be off. It's all well and good if it's a whole number, but if it's not a whole number, you can't just use the drawing. But what I did was I went from the point I knew, 5, 6, and I tried to get to the x value of 3. So I just used my slope and I went down 1 and to the left 3. Is that still positive? It is, because I went down and to the left. And that's where I ended up. So let's see if that works out if we use the formula. Okay, so coming over here, let me shrink it down so we can see our formula. There's our formula up there. And I need to label my points. I'm going to do x1, y1, x2, y2. Remember, the 1's go together, the 2's go together. Each group has an x and a y. And then I'm going to fill it in. Well, I know my slope this time. So I'm going to put 1/2 equals y1, which is r, minus y2, -6, over x1, which is 3, minus x2, which is 5. I hope for a lot of you this is ringing some bells in your head as you're looking at this. Guess what? This connects back to Unit 1. It's almost like I'm connecting math together. What is this type of problem in algebra? It starts with a P. This is a proportion. Let's simplify. 1/2 can stay the same. On the other side, the negative minus a 6 becomes r plus 6, right? And 3 minus 5 is a -2. All of you know how to do this. This is cross multiplication. Okay? So I'm going to cross and do 2 times r plus 6. And then I'm going to cross the other way and do 1 times -2, which is -2. Okay? Now we have a multi-step equation. Again, referring back to Unit 1, it's almost like I purposely am teaching things in this order. Okay, we're going to distribute the 2. Be careful, that's one of the top 5 mistakes in algebra, is forgetting to distribute. I do it all the time. I draw the arrows and then I forget to multiply. So this should be 2r plus 12 equals -2. Two-step equation, time to add, subtract to the opposite sides. So I'm going to subtract 12 from both sides. This part should be almost second nature to you. 2r equals -14. What's going on between the 2 and the r? Let's go back to what Mr. B says. Zoom in really, really close, and what do you have? A dot there. We just can't see it when it's zoomed out. It means multiplication. What's the opposite? Divide by 2. So r equals -7. Did we get that point right? What was that point there? It was 3, -7. That's what r stands for. Right here, 3, -7. Look at that. We did it right. Everything matches up perfectly. That's exactly where we expected that point to be from our drawing. Let's do one more example if you need it. So let's go to B. B is, the slope is -5. So I'm going to make it a little bit tougher on you, but you guys know how to do proportions, so you should be fine with this. And then our point is R, comma 7. That's our first point. And our other point is 3, -4. This time I'm going to do the formula first, and then if I think I need to, I'm going to do the drawing. But you're going to see once I do the formula, I might use the drawing as a checkpoint just to make sure. Okay, so again, the formula, just in case you forgot, is m equals y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. Well, the first thing I need to do is start defining everything. Well, -5 is my m. I'm going to go with x1, y1 as my first group. Doesn't have to be, as long as my ones are together. And x2, y2 is my second set of ordered pairs, okay? Filling in what I know, m is -5. y1 is 7. y2 is -4. Again, I'm going to put that in parentheses so I don't lose it, okay? x1 is r, and x2 is 3. I'm going to simplify some things up. So I have -5 equals, ooh, that negative looks weird. It's like below it. Let me put it next to it. Equals 7 minus -4 is the same as 7 plus 4. So that's 11. And then r minus 3, there's nothing to simplify. Oh no, can I cross multiply? What do I need to do here in order to cross multiply? What's the denominator on -5? It's 1. Can I cross multiply now? Absolutely. 11 times 1 is 11. And -5, we're going to have to do some distributing, so we're going to put that down with the parentheses to remind ourselves I better distribute that. Now be careful, one of the other major top 5 mistakes in algebra is dropping negatives, so watch your negative here. So -5 times r is -5r, and -5 times, that is subtract 3, but it also means a -3. So it's a negative times a negative, or subtract a negative, so that's going to be plus 15. On the other side, we didn't do anything to the 11. Time to solve, so I'm going to draw my line. So I remember there's two sides to the equation. R wants to be alone. It's that bratty little kid that likes to bite kids, so you got to get everybody away from him if you're working in the nursery. So I subtract 15 from both sides. So on the left-hand side, I end up with a -4. On the right-hand side, -5r. What does 5r mean? Well, let's zoom in. Oh, it means multiply. Opposite operation. Divide by -5. You could leave it as -4 over 5 because it is a point, but we would generally call that 4/5 because that would be the simplest form. Okay? Let's do a quick graph of this. So let me shrink down so we can do a quick graph of this. So let me come over here. Of course, I made the grid bigger, and now I can't use it. So let me graph this. Let's graph the point we know. The point we know is 3, -4. So 1, 2, 3, down 1, 2, 3, 4. There's the point I know. I don't know the other point. I know I want to get to where y is 7. Well, that's way up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we need to get our up there somewhere. But we know our slope is -5. Well, it's really -5 over 1. So I could go down 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 1, but that's not getting me any closer to 7. What's another way I could do that slope? The other way I could do that slope would be 5 over -1. So up 5, where am I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoa. What'd I do wrong? Oh, do you guys see what I did wrong here? I'm not going to go back and fix this. I want you to think about what did I do wrong with that first point. I hope you see my mistake. And I was starting to think I had made a mistake because something wasn't looking right. I went down 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I went left. If I go down 5 and to the left, that makes a positive slope. I did that wrong. I need to go down 5 and to the right. That's the slope I'm looking for. So then when I do the other slope, Is it really another slope? No, it's the same slope. These are the same slopes. I'm just going to move in the other direction. I'm going to go up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 1. Okay, I'm getting closer to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 1. Oh, I can't really tell from this drawing what it is. So as much as everything connects, sometimes we have to use the algebra to get the exact answer. Because the exact answer is 4/5, 7 4/5 is really hard to tell right here. We know it's not exact, but I can't, even if I zoom in, I didn't do it very well. So is that really 4/5? What is that? Okay, so yeah, look, that's not right. That's not even the right point. When I zoom in, I'm in the wrong place. I really should be looking right here. Oh, and even that, I'm not sure what it is. So that's why we use algebra, so that when we look at the picture, we know exactly what we're talking about. It's important that we're exact. Okay, so that's that lesson 1B. Try to do the homework. Please ask me questions. There's a lot of algebra in this. It's beautiful, but it might get you stumped sometimes. So please don't be afraid to ask, and email me, and we can have a Google Meet, or we can talk in class.